Hey everybody, John Lucky Loon Outdoors. I'm going to talk to you today about picking a canoe paddle. There's quite a few different kinds of choices. I'm going to go over three basics here with you. Okay, so if you're getting into canoeing or you're curious about canoeing, you want to give it a shot, I always suggest, like most of us, going with that first paddle up here. This is your basic paddle. You can find it in pretty much any store, anywhere across the nation. It's not super expensive. It's pretty cheap. It'll do the thing. You can fillet your fish on it. But, just accept that eventually this is going to start happening. It's going to start splitting. There's a greater risk that you'll break it. It's just the basic canoe paddle. If you're just looking to get into it, that's a good place to start. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, if you're enjoying canoeing and you want to get more into it, you want to continue doing it, or you know that you're going to want to do it more often regardless, these other two are good options as well. So obviously you get material differences between all three of these. You can never go wrong, of course, with your basic paddle. And with this one here, this is the plastic dipped aluminum paddle. I think I got this one at a Fleet Farm, to be honest. And you can get a fight with a bear with that thing and win. I mean, this one has got miles upon miles upon miles on it. And I've done multiple 20-mile-a-day trips with it. It is extremely durable. Again, you can see the aluminum in there. But with that aluminum plastic dip also comes weight. Weight. And if you're looking to get into other kinds of paddling, more long distance paddling, you might want to look at something more like this bending branches here. It's got that angle to it that makes it more efficient when you're paddling, so it's less strain on your body with the same or more efficient stroke, actually. So it's a little bit easier on you. It's a lot lighter than the other two. The strength of this one is between those two, so it's obviously not going to be something you want to get in a fight with a bear with, but it's also going to last you a lot longer than that one up there. This one's got a laminated shaft for strength. It's got 4 layers of fiberglass on here, and it has a rock guard here, so that will help. We know when you're digging into rocks, digging into the bank, doing things along those lines, that happens. Helps protect it. Whereas, this one obviously doesn't have any of that. Doesn't have fiberglass, doesn't have the rock guard, doesn't have any of that. Super basic. So that's another consideration to make there. And then the other thing is, when you start looking to buy a paddle, not only you got to keep in mind the price, you got to keep in mind the materials, what you're going to be doing with it. You're going to be doing short 5-mile trips. You're going to do long camping expeditions, what it's going to be. But you also have to get measured. So typically when they measure you for these, you sit down and they measure from your seat to the bridge of your nose. And that measurement translates to essentially the length of your paddle. And you don't typically want to go down, like I think this one's a 54. Yep, that's a 54. I measured out to a 52. But given my chest width and what I'm used to, I bumped up to the slightly longer paddle, but don't bump down. And there's obviously different benefits between different materials, construction methods, and layers that they put on them. But you've got to determine that as well. So if you're just starting out, one of these top 2 paddles is a good paddle to have. And then as you get more into it, don't be afraid to spend some money. Never been upset about spending money on something nicer. But you also, say you start with one of these, you move up to this nice one, you always have a backup right here. Or you can give it to somebody else to utilize as well. So you're never truly out the money. So just keep that in mind. It's going to depend on what you want to get out of it. Hope this helps.